Object mask transitions like that are some of my favorite transitions to do. They're very easy to film and very easy to edit, and they look really good in the end. You can use them in so many different cases. That's what I'm gonna show you in this video, so let's get into it. All right guys, so here I have my two clips. This is the DJ, and then on my next clip I have like a dance scene going on. So I'm going to have this object, which is kind of like a curtain, and you can kind of see that line right here. So the first thing I need to do is actually find a location where I need to actually start my mask. And it's right when this curtain starts to come on. So you can kind of see right here, it's just barely on and now it's off. So I want to go to the next point where it's just off. And I'm going to hit an M on the keyboard to create a marker. So now I can grab my second clip and pull it on top. And this is where I'm going to actually start my mask here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I got to get into my effects controls. I'm going to go down here and I'm going to go to my effects. And then over here is my effects controls. And this is where I'll actually be able to create my mask. So make sure my top clip is selected. I'm gonna hit the square. You can create your own by using the points or use the circle. I obviously use the square. So I'm gonna go out to 25% so I can see a little more. And then I'm going to just drag out my points fully right now. And then we will adjust these more later. But I just need to have a starting point for my mask. So now that I have that, I can at least start my first mask point. So I'm gonna hit track, select mask forward right here, and you'll see I created a keyframe. And now I'm gonna go back to normal, and you can see my little edge is starting to appear. So that's where I need to start pulling my mask. So I'm gonna create a couple points, and I'm gonna start kind of manipulating this square until I can actually show a little of that second clip start to show up right here. When I'm ready, I can just track, select mask forward again, and I'm gonna start to reveal it. So for me, this is a little harder to see because it's a black object. I'm just going to do the best I can, and in the end, we can just feather it. So I'm going to just slowly create my mask points and pull them back every now and then so I can try to kind of see where the line is. And I will just drag off that last point and then track, select mask forward again. And then now we're starting to reveal more and more. So I'm just gonna move these 2 points, pull them back again if I need to kind of see where my line is. Like I said, it's kind of hard to see, but I'm going to create more points if I need to. And just keep masking my way down all the way until I get off the screen once again. And then I will track, select mask forward again. And then I can start just grabbing the whole thing and pulling it closer, not having to create more points. Just do the best you can. And then I'm going to just adjust my points from there. Just kind of keep using that technique of pulling it back a little bit to see where that line is. And then continue the process of just track, select mask forward again. And if you really want, what you can do is you can create these different types of keyframes by hitting Alt and clicking on them. It allows you to kind of stretch them out and give them this curvature if you really wanted to. But I have no interest in that because my line is basically straight, so I really don't need this. But if your object has a little curve to it, this is very helpful. But for my case, I don't need it. So I'm gonna hit Control Z a bunch of times, go back to my normal mask points. Like I said, my line's a little harder to see. So what I'm gonna actually do is I'm gonna turn my feather down to 0, and I will change this more later, but I just wanna be able to really see the difference between my two clips. And actually when you're filming this, it might be a little easier to use an object that's a little brighter or more as just like a straight line. Like I said, if you need to actually zoom in a lot farther, you can, to actually really see those points. And this is another tip that's really helpful for me, especially for this object, to really see where my lines are. I can just zoom in all the way and then just kind of adjust my mask points as I need to. So now I'm going to basically just continue this process all the way until I get to the point where my mask is basically off the screen, because this is basically the same exact thing you do over and over again. A little tedious, it takes a while, but just keep doing those tips and it will go by pretty fast. And it's actually really satisfying when you get to the end. This is what I get at the end. Mask revealing the dancing clip behind. Doesn't look perfect, so what I can do now is I can do more fine-tune adjusting. So what I'll do is I'll actually go into my mask feather here, and I'm going to adjust this to what kind of fits for me, 25, 50%, whatever you kind of are looking for. I'm gonna do a little more just because my object has that kind of already like look of like a feather. So if I do add a lot of feather, you won't really be able to notice it. So now I'm gonna kind of go back and I'm gonna just watch it slower and kind of see where there's a little bit of kind of where the masks don't look right. Like right here, you can kind of see like this different light kind of overflowing from the two clips together. That means my mask isn't far enough. So I'm gonna either adjust the mask points separately or just pull the whole thing. You just wanna adjust those points because you want your line or your object to look like it's separating the two clips. You don't want any kind of overflow. So you want to adjust those so you don't have that. And then in the end, you'll get something that looks like this. Alright guys, so there is the object mask transition. It's one of my favorite transitions to do. It's super easy to do, super easy to film, and you get great results in the end. If you like this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. And as always guys, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.